Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's chucking it down with rain outside today, so I thought today would be a good day to try and to get some stuff done and get another video out. So let's go. The theme around what I'm going to talk about today is about YouTube, but about a kind of wider context, which is what does success look like for you and your YouTube channel. Everybody's kind of trying to do the same thing, get as many subscribers as possible, go on cruises and go traveling around the world and stuff. But realistically, if you're like what I class as like a small YouTuber, so let's say anything under sort of anything under 5 or 10k subs, is that going to pay the bills? Probably not. I'm on YouTube and I've had the account open for a long time. I kind of started taking it a bit more seriously last year, but everybody's on YouTube for a different reason. So what I kind of want to get you thinking about today is what's the reason you're on YouTube. So there's some different factors to look at, like your age, which is an important factor, because obviously if you're 20, 25, you've got a lot more energy to go backpacking and running around the world filming this, that and the other. Youth is a great thing, but seriously, what is going to pay the bills? What does success look like for you? Everybody's situation is different. For myself, I work in like digital marketing, and I've been working in that sector for since 2009. And I actually do the contracts, so like subcontracting, and I find that frankly much more profitable than relying on YouTube. So YouTube for me is not, at this moment in time, is not the job. That doesn't pay the bills, that doesn't give me money, that doesn't give me a life. It's I enjoy doing it. It's a bit of a hobby. It falls into the category of digital marketing, which is kind of what I do, or let's say one strand of what I do. So that's kind of why I'm on it, just giving myself a bit of a platform to discuss some of the interests and topics and passions. Like obviously travel is one of them, but I've also got like an interest in marketing and stuff like that. So things like AI, digital marketing, and it's such a deep area, and I hope to kind of get into that with some more videos about that in another series. But so I just want to, I've got a bit of a list in front of me, so if I look down, I'm just looking at the list. But the whole reason I wanted to film this video, and it's been playing on my mind for a while, is everybody's kind of following the same idea of what they think success looks like. So if you speak to the average person down the pub or home or one of your friends, they're probably saying, because they've seen people with 50,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers, or in some cases like 1 million, or which is great. If you can get to that stage, it's very hard, believe me. The people who started like a long time ago, so by that I mean 5 years back, or even further back than that, they've got a bit of an advantage because the algorithm was on their side. These things change over time. I'm actually on Twitter, which is now called X, and I've got like 4,000 odd subscribers or connections, let's say. But if you try and open up a Twitter account now called X, and start from scratch, no matter how professional you are, no matter what job you do or how much money you've got, you'll find it much tougher because they've changed the algorithm. So if you just recently I've been looking at some Twitter accounts of people in quite respectable jobs, quite a bit of money, doing or let's say appear to be doing well. They've barely got sort of 900 connections on Twitter. So it's not easy, and it's like all of these things, whether it's YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, Threads is like a new platform that's been out recently. Once these things have been around for a while, and loads of people are sort of becoming visible in the news feed, and you get your subscribers up to a decent level, they kind of tweak the algorithm so it becomes much more difficult to grow at the same pace, unless you've kind of cracked that algorithm, so to speak. So look, I just want to, because time's pushing on, I just want to kind of run through some of this stuff. On my list, I've got to be successful on YouTube, because the whole theme of this video is what does success look like for you, so my advice would be to be yourself, because there's a lot of people out there who maybe have got their fans, their idols, their admirers, whether they vloggers for travel or some other interest or topic, and you're going to find it very difficult to kind of replicate what they're doing and to be them. And a lot of people do try to do that. They try to kind of put on a bit of a mask and to be somebody they're not, or to try and blag it, if you like, or wing it is a better word. But you have to be yourself, and by that, my definition of that is you've got to be yourself within your own personality and build out on your own strengths and ultimately just be yourself, because that will shine through much more than you trying to put on some cool clothes and be some kind of Mr. or Mrs. trendy person or fashionista or whatever. So that's one of the things what I wanted to mention. Just play on your strengths, know what your strengths are, and obviously what your passions and your interests are, but it's important to be you, because that will come across in your videos. Okay, so next thing on my list is, what about the financial side of things? Because if you've kind of been doing YouTube for like 6 months or a year, you will know that it's incredibly hard to, like, I mean, at the moment I've got 59 subscribers as of kind of lunchtime today, which is nothing. And I totally accept that. Now the thing is, like I said, I had the account open for I think since 2019, and I kind of regret not starting a bit earlier, because there's one guy I know, well, I don't know him personally, but I know of him. He's based in Plymouth. He started in 2017, and admittedly he's probably 10-15 years younger than me, and he went traveling all around the world, and he's been to like 200 countries, and he's kind of managed to turn it into a full-time job. But it's always best to start sooner, because if you put these things on ice, kind of put them on the back burner for a little while, the algorithms will change. It will just become much tougher, much more difficult. Start, if you're serious about doing it, start as soon as you can, because I was talking to somebody last week, somebody I know. I kind of catch up with him every couple of weeks, and he's got an idea to start a channel, and he hasn't started it yet. And to be fair, he's busy, he's got other things on his plate, but if you keep putting these things off, it'll just become more and more difficult to achieve. So the thing to be aware of is where your money comes from, because everyone's got rent to pay, everyone's got bills, or rental, mortgage, food bills to pay, petrol. I've got a car, so fuel bills, MOT, maintenance, etc. And then you've got your holidays, you've got your clothes. You got to have money to have life, to have some quality of life. Let's say a decent disposable income. So realistically, if you're starting out on YouTube, you're not going to make a bean for quite some time. Now, one thing that's worth saying, and this I kind of plan to say this, is that because of the explosion in social media, it's much more split up than what it used to be. So what I see happening is people looking at YouTube, perhaps some, for example, like if I name some channels like Sam Chewy, like an aviation channel, got like 1.5 million followers or something like that, maybe more. And there's Jason Billum Travel. He's done quite well. There's quite a few. There's another one called Global Travel Mate. He's got quite a few subscribers. But these people have been going a while, and they're quite polished. They're very good at it, and also they live in built-up areas, or they're traveling around the world, so they're able to film exciting stuff and really capture content that people want to see. But I want to kind of come at this from a kind of marketing perspective, like a digital marketing perspective, a marketing and a strategy perspective. I mean, one of the things we're always taught to do, or have been taught to do, is to kind of look at the bigger picture. So if we're looking at like a company, we'll do like an Ahrefs check, which tells us if the SEO and the backlinks are a load of rubbish, or gives us a good decent snapshot of what's what. And we do something called like an Indulge Suite check, which is like a financial check. So it's free to do. You can do it on Google. You just type in the limited company name, Endol, so E-N-D-O-L-E, and so for example, you could have like Ian Jackson Limited Endol, put it into Google, and it'll bring up the limited company records. And because these things have got to be updated within like a 12-month period, it will give you a decent legal snapshot of the state of affairs of what these companies are now. You know, flipping the coin over back to YouTube again, you know, people who are successful have got like a niche. So if you think of it as the kind of like a business model, because that's basically what it is, you know, not exactly, but there's some similarities. You know, you've got to have a niche, and you've got to have something that flies, something that people are interested in, because a lot of people do YouTube videos about their hobbies, but maybe there's too many people doing that already. For example, a good example of that is travel. So many people in that space filming travel videos, travel vlogs, cruise vloggers. I personally think there's too many cruise vloggers about personally. You know, if you just jump onto Twitter and type in cruise vloggers, streams and streams of them. So many people doing that. So if you're in that sphere, that kind of sector, if you like, not only are you up against all of those competitors, but you're also up against the YouTube algorithm. You know, now, you know, it's always said that, you know, people who do well on YouTube design content for people rather than to try and crack the algorithm, as they say. You know, so the same applies to, like, you know, Google, get my words out right. So same applies to like Google search, and, you know, I think it's called Google ads. You know, the people who are more likely to find your content are the people who you've optimized that content for. You know, so if you optimize it for humans, so just let me give you a simple example. Like, no, you know, nobody's going to go to Google and type in, you know, headphones, because it's too much of a sort of universal generic search term. You know, people searching for that could be doing research projects at uni. You know, they could be working at in a research department for people who make headphones. You know, there's no kind of intent to buy or commercial intent or anything like that, but there may be, but there probably isn't. If somebody types in buy headphones or cheapest headphones, Amazon or something, it demonstrates you know, a purchase to an intent to buy. You know, so if you kind of carry that over to YouTube and kind of create your content, not that people are going to buy your content on YouTube, although you can. You know, if you've got enough followers, you can set certain stuff up to members only and charge like a, you know, a monthly fee or whatever, you know, once you've monetized it. But the point I'm making, guys and girls, is that, you know, you've got to optimize your content and design your content with humans in mind. You know, there's so many different companies out there now. I won't name them, but not because there's anything bad about them, but there's so many different companies out there now who will offer to get you subscribers for like a fixed fee per month. You know, so they'll say, you know, 20 quid a month or 40 quid a month, and we'll guarantee you between 50 and 150 subscribers. But to me, that's a load of nonsense, mate. And I've read some reviews about this, and, you know, some of the people have reported the likes are coming from India, and as soon as they stop paying these companies, the likes start, or the subscriptions, start disappearing. You know, so it's like it's not a real solution. You know, it's always best to aim for organic traffic. So obviously that's linked to the quality of the content you make and stuff like that. So yeah, just kind of be aware of, you know, what your niche is, and, you know, but as I said, the most common things are travel, beauty, fashion, that type of thing, because there's millions and millions of people trying to do that. So if you can come up with something which, you know, people are genuinely interested in. I mean, from a marketing perspective, you know, from a business and marketing perspective, the companies that succeed are the ones that can solve a problem. So what I mean by that is, you know, they're able to come up and design products, services, or SaaS platforms which solve a problem. So if you think back to when Canva was created, that solved a problem, because prior to Canva, people used to have to go to graphic designers and pay them 50 quid a time to get like a little design done. And now you can pay £10 a month, you know, on the yearly plan. I think it's £10.99 a month on the yearly plan. So, you know, maybe that's not the new price, but that's the price, the existing price for people who are currently locked into that. You can do as many designs as you want. So they were really successful because they were able to solve a problem, if that makes sense. Now, if you can do that with YouTube and kind of, you know, feed people the information they want and they're looking for, you'll find that you'll get a lot more subscribers. It's all easier said than done. I'm not saying it's easy, but if you can do that, you'll find you get a lot more subscribers, because people are naturally drawn to it. So you'll attract a lot more organic traffic. Yeah. Okay. So we've talked about niches and business models and the similarities around that. Right, next thing I want to move on to, because everyone's got these kind of dreams, which is normal, I suppose, or, to get 500,000 followers and to go traveling and never come back and be on holiday all the time and stuff. A lot of these companies have sprung up who kind of are offering, let's say, add-on solutions to help you make better videos, and they're all making money out of it. So they're making money out of your dreams, or to be successful on YouTube. So I'll give you some example. I'm not saying these companies are bad. I'm not slating them. I mean, I use some of them myself, and they do add something to the videos. But the point is that there's millions and millions of people who all want to go traveling and set up YouTube channels, which is, it's kind of normal. I'm just trying to get you to think differently, because from a marketing, digital marketing and strategy perspective, I can tell you now that all the businesses succeed, they've been able to successfully design, develop and market a product, and put that out into the public domain in a way which appeals to the mass general public, and this solves a problem, and that's why they've been successful. So, okay, so some of these companies are called, there's two I'm going to name which provide YouTube tags. So they'll give you keywords and suggestions for YouTube videos, and one's called TubeBuddy and the other one's called vidIQ. Now I actually use vidIQ. They're both very similar. Some people say that TubeBuddy is a bit better and there's a couple more features, but the crux of it is that the features of the two are, there's a lot of overlap. Essentially they both do the same thing. Maybe with TubeBuddy you might pay a little bit more and you might get a few more features, but we do the same thing, broadly speaking. So I use vidIQ, and if you get the yearly plan, it works out 60 quid. So you're paying £5 a month, which when you think about it, it's about £1.25 a week. It's peanuts, and it will pull out certain keywords using AI and Google search and different technologies, and it will pull out some of the keywords which you can use or which it will suggest for your videos. So you can type in that you're making a video about what does your success look like, for example, which is what I'm doing today, and it will bring up some keyword suggestions. And another thing you can do is, because vidIQ and TubeBuddy, they're Google preferred partners, so their software links into YouTube. So when you log into or sign into your YouTube channel, you'll see some extra features from these providers, and it will give you the daily stats. So let me just log into it now, and I'll kind of give you a bit of a lowdown on it. It's really useful. So if you go to some of the, hang on, bear with me 1 second. If you go to some of your favorite YouTubers channels, it will actually tell you what the stats are on those channels, how many views they've had per hour, and you can look at a particular video if it's been done well and look at the tags that have used, and then you can export those tags in a CSV file. I mean, I think that's great. You can export the tags they've used in a CSV file and potentially stuff them into your own video, into the tag section of your own video, keywords and stuff. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm just looking at the top now, and so it'll give you, this is vidIQ, in the top right hand corner just to the left of your profile picture on YouTube. It'll give you the hours watched, the views, the number of views within 48 hours, the shorts views, the views in the last 7 days, the minutes watched in the last 7 days, number of subscribers, and the average minutes watched. So there's some kind of key stats there straight away without even having to sign into any other part of YouTube. So it is worth doing. But my point is that these companies, because millions of people use these services, they're making money out of it because they're solving a problem, you see. So it all comes back to the same thing. They're solving a problem for people who want to get more subscribers and kind of grow big on YouTube, and they're making money out of it. on the music side, there's another two companies. There's like Epidemic Sound, and there's another one called Artlist. I actually use Artlist. They're both pretty good. Like I say, it doesn't make sense for any YouTuber to have a membership to both of these things. I don't think it does, because you're just paying out more money. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I use Artlist, and that allows you to find different songs by genre and bass, instrumental, synth, or whatever, different styles of music. And instead of having to put credits in your description like you do with the free videos, there's some sites like no copyright sounds, and you basically have to copy whatever credit they say, so it's legit and there's no copyright claim and stuff. So yeah, I mean, like I say, I use Artlist, and you can upgrade the feature. You can get like video footage and special effects. The package I've got, which is like, I think for the kind of social media plan, effectively just for YouTube, gives me access to all of the songs, which I can download really, really quickly, as in like an MP3 file, and add them into my video editor. And also, in addition to that, it includes SFX, so it's a number of different special effects, which I also have in the video editor, sorry, but it's nice to have a few more. So yeah, if you're serious about kind of, coming across as a bit more professional on YouTube, I'd recommend either of those two. So TubeBuddy, vidIQ for keywords and tags and researching videos, and these things will give you ideas for videos as well, and either Artlist or Epidemic Sound for like the audio and the music side of things and special effects. So yeah, okay, so just scrolling through this list I've got in front of me now. So right, so it's important to have good branding. Some people starting out on YouTube, and maybe they don't get the followers because the perception is that it's a bit amateur, so if you can create like a branding for the top banner on YouTube that looks a little bit professional, maybe have a look at what other YouTubers are doing. That's what I did. I didn't copy other YouTubers, but I got a feel for what they were trying to do from some of the other people who've been on the platform for a while, who are doing well. Obviously, because social media is split up, and there's different social media channels. What you find nowadays is some people have got like, maybe I was looking at, one girl the other day, she had like, 50,000 followers on TikTok and 100 on YouTube. So, these things can be leveraged against each other. So, if you take myself, I've got like 10,000 followers on social media. Now, these aren't like high school kids, these are like businesses and stuff in the UK, and admittedly one of them is like mainly friends, but the 8,000 is mainly like business people in the UK. So yeah, look, if you're on YouTube and you develop it in a professional way, and you create professional content with tags and professional music, and you edit it and stuff like that, in a way which is seen or deemed to be professional, you can then post these things into different social media and cross-post stuff, so that will help to get your subscribers up as well. Just basically research other channels, find out what flies, find out what works, find out what doesn't. From my initial observations, a lot of people are drawn because everyone likes traveling, so a lot of people want to go traveling and hope that they're going to get a lot of subscribers quickly, and they're going to get monetized, and they're going to be on a holiday and jumping on a cruise and stuff. Now, I know a few cruise bloggers, and they pay for their cruises. Yeah, for sure they get a bit of a discount. I'm sure they do, because you can manipulate the booking process and through last-minute bookings and jump on a cruise. If you work remotely and you get like a basic salary, that probably helps, because you're getting paid for a day job, and you can book these last-minute cruises and go on a cruise around the Med for a couple of weeks and film a video. So that will definitely help people like that. But I don't think it's just people are going to get these cruises for free, especially if you haven't got a lot of subscribers. You need to have loads. So okay, so just do some detailed research. Look at what other channels are doing it, and like I said, vidIQ is really good for that. You can put in some of the competitors which you perceive or consider to be doing well, and it will tell you, you know, where they've had the most views, where they've had the most subscribers, and you know, you can learn some things, and hopefully you carry them over to your own videos. So I will kind of wrap up there. You know, just you know, if you're new to YouTube, by that I mean 6 months to a year, you know, focus on quality, because if you know, if you're just pushing out videos every day, you know, I mean it's crazy. You know, the quality is not going to be, but it's actually quite hard work to make a good video, you know, because you've got to research it, you've got to film it, and then you've got to edit it. And unless it's going to be like a quick bish bash bosh done video, I don't think you can do it in, you know, an hour. It depends where you live and what the video, you know, if you've just been walking around a shopping centre for a couple of hours, maybe you can edit that in, you know, 5, well, it depends, but you know, I think you understand what I'm saying. You know, it takes time to make a video. It's not 20 minutes, it's not 1 hour, it's not 2 hours, it's longer than that. Yeah, so just basically have a think about, you know, how you can, you know, look at what success looks like for you. You know, I'm going to wrap up now. So, you know, it's different for every person. It depends on your age, on, you know, whether you've got a car, where you live, and what the day job is, you know. So if you're doing like 12-hour shifts 5 days a week, you know, and you're living in the UK, in all honesty, you're going to struggle to have the time and the focus and the energy to research the videos, make the videos, edit the videos, and you'd be lucky to get one out every 2 or 3 weeks at a push, you know, if you can have 2 days off. So you know, it's very dependent on your situation, and everyone's on YouTube for different reasons. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm on it because I you know, work in kind of marketing and digital marketing, and you know, everything to do with graphics, social media, copywriting, events, strategy, you know, PPC, you know, AI, all that kind of stuff. You know, I'm involved in that. So for me to be involved in like YouTube, admittedly that doesn't pay the bills. I don't get any money from that at all at the moment, but you know, I enjoy doing it, and I think that for me personally, you know, the reason I wish I'd started 5-6 years ago. I'm trying to kind of push it a bit more and get into it a bit now, because in kind of 6, 7 or 8 years time, you know, when the subscribers have grown and, you know, maybe I've got a bit better at it and a bit more advanced kit and stuff like that, you know, then I might have other options open to me. I mean, you know, one thing that AI can't do that well, or at all really at the moment, is make custom bespoke videos. So, you know, a lot of people are doing these like YouTube shorts, you know, and they come across as a bit animated, a bit cartoonized, and you know, for a kind of 1 minute clip, it's great, nobody's that bothered, you know, and some of the footage comes from you know, sites which offer kind of real life footage, but it's just like a 1 minute clip, you know. But if you know, if somebody asked you, you know, to make a video of their hotel or business or an airport, whatever, AI wouldn't be able to do that. So there's always going to be, well, certainly for the foreseeable future, you know, a space for people who can do YouTube well on a professional level. So there is a big difference between bashing something out quickly every day, you know, on a sort of £300 cam, or walking around with a smartphone, to producing quality that people want to hear about. See that's the key thing at the end of the day. You know, you can put videos out which you think are interesting, but it's got to be optimized for the general public. You know, they've got to want to hear what you're making a video about. You know, it's got to solve a bit of a problem for them, if that makes sense. So if you can do that and do it well, do it professionally, I think you'll definitely be on the right path. So, but yeah, you know, guys, I'll leave it there because I've talked quite a bit. But hopefully you've got some good takeaways from this video. And you know, ultimately, the number one mistake that YouTubers make is they don't think about the bigger picture enough. You know, they just think about getting loads of subscribers on YouTube and going travelling. They don't think about what success looks like for them, or what it could look like. You know, I'm sure they do think about what it could look like, but you know, in the short to medium term, I think most people don't you know, do enough due diligence about, you know, what pays the bills and what might be the best way to get into it. So, alright guys, I'll leave it there. I'll see you next time. Peace.